Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the Aspire Winners Edition. Today we have some of the winners from the AspireCTF. You can find the challenges on cypher.code.dev and you can practice there. So we'll get right into it with a brief summary from our winners. I would like to invite our guests to kindly unmute themselves, and I'll start with Stukman. Tell us about you.
Yeah, thanks, Shay. My name is Tukman Mogoria. I go with the pseudonym Flem. I was part of the team chasing flags. I'd like to send apologies from Eric. He was my teammate where we participated together in the CTF. So just a quick bio. I came to be introduced to cybersecurity through the National Cybersecurity Training Program. That is the NCSTP. I was part of cohort 2. And through that same program, I got to know Eric. And from there, we have gone through a lot, building up to forming a team. And that's how we came together, participated through the Aspire challenges, which we were able to solve a couple of challenges and emerge victorious. Particularly, I'm well acquainted with web security, but I do try my best so as to tackle challenges in each and every category in cybersecurity that I face. Yeah. Apart from cybersecurity, I'm also a gamer, particularly FIFA. So anyone out there who would like a FIFA tournament or something, you can hit me up. For Twitter, you can also catch me. I'm Tukman Mogori. I think that's it.
Thanks, Stukman. Sorry for that. Next, we'll have Alan. Just 1 minute, please.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alan Sang, and I'm part of ICRAL. I got introduced into cybersecurity the same way through the National Cybersecurity Training Program. I was in cohort 1, and we built a team with Eda and a few other people, like 2 other people joined us later. Yeah, we participated in doing a few of the Aspire CTFs, but where we achieved success was in the reverse engineering challenges. My learning curve has been quite a steep one, especially when it comes to the reverse engineering. And to be honest, the challenges were actually an eye-opener for me. Yeah, they helped me go into very different things with regards to reverse engineering. I've also been able to get resources from other people. One particular one was from my team lead, CK, and I also got another one from another team that was doing threat hunting. It helped me get through malware analysis and reverse engineering better. Yes, thank you. That's all.
Jacqueline.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Minor. I'm currently engaged in application security activities. And so I basically credit my journey in cybersecurity from the mentorship program that was offered by ICRAL last year and last year by one. But for the CTFs, we are participating with my friend Yashon. He was coming from a network security background. I was coming from an application security background. So we were able to just merge and share our knowledge and participate in roughly almost all the challenges, but we emerged winners in the OSINT challenge. Yeah. We were also representing Team Volatile, and that's all from me at this point.
Awesome stuff. Charlie?
Hi everyone, my name is Charles, but I like going with Charlie. Just Charlie is enough. My role is okay. My day-to-day activity includes application security, Android application security engineering. I usually do penetration testing on apps, and I came to join CTFs by the Team Freaks quite a couple of years ago. Like I was one of the members who founded Team Freaks, and since then we've been playing CTFs, and I majorly specialize on reverse engineering and mobile app kind of challenges. So that's all from my end.
Nice. So a lot of you have talked about where you currently are and what you're doing, but I didn't get that from Jacqueline. And yeah, maybe you can just briefly tell us where you are, if you can, and or your main responsibilities in a nutshell.
Okay, I believe I briefly mentioned that I do application security analysis, so majorly with web applications and Android applications as well as desktop applications. Yeah. Have I answered your question?
Yes. Charlie?
Okay, currently I'm an application security engineer, and majorly specializing on ARM and kernel exploitation. Yeah.
Sang, you mentioned you work at ICRAL. What do you do?
At ICRAL, I've done a lot. I started off with network device exploitation, and basically I was tasked with doing exploit development and reverse engineering on that end. And then we continued with that. At some point, I ventured into hardware reverse engineering and hardware exploitation. That is for embedded devices, IoT. And yeah, basically it's been about this and that for a while now, but I decided to focus on reverse engineering on a personal level, while on the job level, I'm practically doing everything from networks to not really everything, mostly network security and network device exploitation.
So you are a jack of all trades.
Not really a jack of all trades. I do not do websites or rather web applications.
I get that. Tukman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for me, I do work at ICRA, and yeah, my day-to-day activities, I'll say, will revolve around uh, application security and also development, and that's development with security in mind. Uh, yeah, mainly application security development, also some defense. I'll say it touches on basically a lot in cybersecurity. I wouldn't be specific on that.
All right. Sorry, I'm not very technical, so you forgive me for that. So next, I want us to talk about your education, what certifications helped you get through as you are progressing with your cybersecurity journey. Which are the most notable ones that you think would help someone who's starting out? And along that, as you discuss your education, you can tell us about the hard and soft skills that you have acquired in the last couple of, in your career rather. So I'll start with the lady.
Okay, I guess by that you mean me.
Yes, Jackie, that's you.
So in terms of certifications, I personally haven't been that keen on certifications due to personal reasons. So I've just been leveraging on what I get online. Yeah, so I believe the most important step would be first realizing your interest, and then now once you know what you're interested in, you will, and okay, first of all, you know what you're interested in and maybe seek a mentor, and then they'll be able to guide you on where you can get proper resources. Because at this point in certifications, there's not one that I could particularly point towards and say it was the certifications that have gotten me where we are. But from the mentorship, I was able to get an internship at a cybersecurity company. So that greatly exposed me to what is going on out here. And with my interest in application security, I was just able to leverage on a lot of maybe try hack me and hack the box, and basically any material that I could come across online that deals with applications. So with that, even understanding how application is built up together, it will also help you be able to be in a better position on how to break it or how to find vulnerabilities in it. So yeah, in campus I did business and information technology. I'm not sure if that really helped per se, because I've also seen people who managed to do without a technology background. I hope my insight may be helpful to somebody.
All right, so you don't have to do cybersecurity at the university level. You can pick it up based on your interests, right?
Absolutely.
And what skills do you think have propelled you into the position that you are right now?
In terms of soft skills, being in a position to ask for help where a concept is not clear. I guess you also have to be quite honest about where you are in your journey. Like if you're not really qualified for something, you just say, and perhaps somebody will be in a better position to help you if you're just honest and if you're just patient with your learning curve or the situation that you're at that moment. Yeah, so seeking help and being patient with myself, those have been the most helpful skills.
Nice. Can we hear something from maybe Charlie?
All right. From my end, my educational background hasn't been that quite straight. Like I would give 0 credit to university. Like I joined, I did computer science, but then I realized the lecturers were just teaching like most of theory, which would in real life be of not much help. So I decided to be on my own and started digging stuff. That's why I came across CTFs, and then from there on, I kept on learning stuff, doing intensive research on my own. Then I joined my first bug bounty program and earned a prize and thought, whoa, this is now getting interesting. Like I'm getting paid for hacking stuff. And then from then, and now I specialized. I tried some web, it didn't come along well. That's when I shifted into Android, since not many people like explore that field. So I did a lot of Android, and it was quite a good experience. As for certifications, I might have a couple, but they don't really count. What counts is the skills. Like if somebody asks for me to give any sort of a certificate or something, I literally have like none that I can offer, but I do have the skills. So it's all about passion and having a goal in mind. Like maybe I want to do this for this reason, and probably foreseeing the future. So yeah, I believe what else am I supposed to cover? I believe that's all.
So you're psychic, that's what you're saying. You can see the future, right?
Not really. Being able to like foresee, for example, you know, okay, like the way I'm saying about the lecturers, they just come to the class, and maybe if you're learning a new programming language, you just get to be taught like how to write a hello world. You come to think of that. How on earth will that help you in a real life scenario? So you have to
So
do
where
stuff
did you
on your
get
own.
those resources? Sorry, where did you get those resources? That's what I'm asking.
Google has everything. You have nice, awesome blogs. We have labs that you can start working on. We have YouTube channels. However much some of them like mislead you, you still get in line if you keep on digging. So I'd say it's a personal drive other than an educational drive.
All right. We'll have funny enough, Tukman and Alan are both NCSTP cohort 1 and cohort 2 graduates. I'll let them have the floor. Alan?
Personally, I do have a computer science background. I wouldn't say it didn't help that much, but I believe it opened doors for me to join the NCSTP. The computer science bit gave me a little bit of background in terms of getting into the cybersecurity world, but most of it came from the National Cybersecurity Training Program that I joined in cohort 1. I had also done a few other learnings on my own, especially CCNA. I did CCNA some time back on the course itself. I also later did it with a program that ICRAL offered, but I still didn't do the certification. So I haven't done any certification that would be notable in terms of cybersecurity. I have personally just gained knowledge from following certain learning paths, but not doing any certification so far. Soft skills, Oh, we are in education, sorry. Yep. That's it.
You can proceed with the soft skills and hard skills.
Yeah, I've had an enjoyable time with being good at interpersonal skills. I've approached people who've helped me, and one of the people that really guided me so far would be my team lead, and mostly he's guided me in terms of thinking outside the box. He has actually allowed me to be just a creative thinker. You can put that as a skill somewhere there. I'm quite a slow learner when it comes to every other thing, but I learn on my own pace, and I learn best on my own. So when I push myself, it seems, or rather, I have seen that it's borne fruit so far, and that's it.
I like that you have learned to work at your own pace and your team lead appreciates that. Yeah. Tukman?
Okay, for me, I'll say the best skill that one can have is the skill of learning how to learn. Because once you change your mindset and set it to a growth mindset, so that there's no barrier to you thinking you can achieve anything. That is fundamental to anything. I also have a background in computer science, which did help me also join the NCSTP, and I credit much of my cybersecurity journey to NCSTP, because from there I was exposed to a lot that goes on to the field, which gave me uh, the basics that also inspired me to venture into the different branches. Also, for the soft skills, I believe in the field of cybersecurity, you also need a way to learn how to interact well with people, so that it will also help you grow and gather networks. Since this field is too small, and one or the other, you'll always bump to a couple of individuals in this field. Also, before I joined NCSTP, I was well acquainted with development, which has also helped me uh, in my journey in cybersecurity, because you'll find that you're encountered with a problem that needs understanding of the inner workings of systems, which I credit to my development background. That notwithstanding doesn't mean that if you don't have a development background, you can't join. It's all about gaining the fundamentals and learning how things work, and from there, everything flows and joins the puzzle. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So we need to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Yeah. As we are progressing in our careers. So we'll get into the habits, what your work-life balance is, what you like to read, and all that. But let's just dig a little bit deeper and understand, for example, your career goals and how you ended up, for example, even participating in the CTF, how that pushed you forward. Yeah. Charlie, would you like to go first?
Right, sure. So I'm supposed to start with the career goals, and then what's the other thing?
You can just discuss what is on the screen for now, and
All
then
right.
yeah.
Okay, so career goals, interesting question. Um, I've been doing development for quite a while now. Like even before I started doing cybersec, I was still doing development, but it was let's call it a side hustle. Like, you have to, okay, I did CTFs for fun. And then the real deal was development, I'd say, like in the background. So my long-term career goal is to be, I want to be, I'd like to be a good software developer and also a cybersecurity expert. I think, okay, what I believe, those two can't like be separate. They must go like hand in hand with each other. As a software developer, you must have security in mind, and as a cybersecurity person, you must have some software development background. So my biggest success factor is I'll say teamwork. Like I've collaborated with many people, and this has led me to meet with even people who I thought I'd never meet, and create friendships that I wouldn't foresee if I was to be asked. As how it came to join AspireCTF, it was through a friend at a certain workplace. They told me, oh, there is this CTF going on. And then I just scroll up, I find Spare CTF, I just start doing stuff for fun. And then later on, I just find out it's very interesting, and it's something like that is addictive. So I get deep into it. The next steps would be I love, okay, my creative, okay, what do I call it? My curiosity has no boundaries. So I'll dig into something that gets into my way. And I believe that's my next step, like just being curious and learning until like I meet the end of learning, of which it doesn't exist. So yeah, that's all about it, about my career goals.
Tell us about how I mean, you had very short time to participate in the CTFs, and you have work, and you have all these other things that you need to. How is your work-life balance like?
Okay, my work and all that stuff balance is kind of insane. Most of the time I'll be very active for my health. So I usually don't have a schedule that I'll follow, but I go on with urgency. Like for example, I have to be at work from this time to this time. So during that time, it's specifically work. From then I can see what's like on my next schedule. Like maybe I have a bounty that I want to maybe finish or something of that sort. And then in the between, I can fix in the CTFs and I'll still learn. So yeah, my work, my time management stuff is kind of based on urgency.
Okay, so it's also a bit spontaneous. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's very random. So like on a Saturday, yeah, I'm free. I'll take my time to rest. But I barely get any time to entertain myself, and my mode of entertaining, since I can like go out and have fun, I'll literally do some research on something. Let's say I have a field in ARM that it's quite uh, not getting well with me. I'll go and dig deeper into it and something of that sort.
All right. Alan, you mentioned you take time to learn new stuff. How does it feel being a winner? And I mean, tell us about your career goals.
Well, I think, yeah, I'm quite a slow learner, and I learn by concepts. If I get the concept, I basically get the whole thing. So I start with the concept mostly. And most of the times when learning in class or in a group, I look forward to getting just the concept only without getting everything. Once I get that, I go back and study on my own to at least get the whole thing now. Career goals. I have really focused on reverse engineering. I have looked forward to being very good at reverse engineering. I also, while I was working on that, I bumped into malware analysis, but it wasn't as interesting. And I think I decided to go back to reverse engineering, and I bumped into something called code auditing, and that's a senior role I would love to do. But in my journey as while doing reverse engineering, I realized that there are some things that, or rather some demerits to each. It was affecting my interpersonal relationships. So someone who I'd worked with before, who is into development, we had worked with him some time back while he was in campus, decided to tell me that the project I helped him with, that we worked with him together, I helped him in terms of being an agile project manager, and he told me the skills I used were agile. And he introduced me into something called a Scrum Master. Actually, those are things we did in school, but I didn't pay attention. So he just decided to tell me that if you venture into this, you could become something else that involves communicating with people and stuff like that. So I have been looking into that as well. That is project management, product ownership, Scrum Master, and all that stuff. Of late, I have looked at that, Agile, and I think it's not bad. He actually told me that since I'm not so much into liking to code, or rather development, that doesn't involve a lot of development. Yes. On the other hand, I also still love network security. And I'm still yet to choose to focus on any of those two, apart from the fact that I've already chosen to focus on reverse engineering. My biggest success factor was I met a friend of mine from cohort 2, Erastus, who was doing malware analysis. And I think he was using some course from Pluralsight. And we went through the journey together with him, and that helped me a lot. And apart from that, there was also some what is it called, assembly language programming courses that I have done from Pentester Academy that have really helped me. Yeah, and my next steps, I would say, would be to go into code auditing.
All right. Talk to us about time management. So you're talking reverse engineering. You've said malware analysis is boring. You're still into networking. So how is your time? How do you know what to do? How will you learn? You've talked about some sites that you would like to learn from. How's your time management like?
Mostly my time management hasn't been so good often, because my patterns are very irregular. There are times I find myself up in the middle of the night, I decide to do something. But mostly I give myself goals that if I can finish this within this time, I'll have done well. Of course, I limit myself in terms of, I give myself very limited time to finish something. When I don't hit it in that time, as long as I've made progress, I can pat myself on the back and say, now, let me try and hit it within this time. So yeah, my time management is like that. I just give myself goals, work on that. For instance, before I got deep into reverse engineering, I realized I need to go back and hone my skills on the low-level programming languages, and assembly, and also C, and work on it. So it has been quite here and there, a little here, then back. Then I get back on track, and that has been the progress I've been making. But in terms of particularly having a fixed time management schedule, that hasn't worked for me so well, because mostly, yeah, my attention span, or rather my creative times, are very weird. Yes, but also my work-life balance, I take most of my time off on weekends. Yeah, on Saturday I'm totally off. On Sunday I usually go for jogging and nature stuff, and so yeah, that's my work-life balance.
Nice. So you're saying we need to have some personal space, work-life balance. I like that. Now I really lost track of who was speaking. Tukmen, have you talked?
Not yet. Okay, so my long-term career goal, I'll say, I'd love to make an impact in the cybersecurity posture of this nation. So hopefully, come together and make a formidable red team with most, if not many, of the people I've met with. And yeah, starting out, I used to like the offensive side of cybersecurity, and I never liked defense. But slowly by slowly, I've been introduced to the defensive side, and it's starting to come out, and I've started to love it. So yeah, possibly I might change how I think about it, but yeah, uh, I just love to come up with a solution that will impact uh, the cybersecurity industry of this nation. And also, my biggest success factor, I'll say, is I do love challenges, and I don't like leaving a problem unattended. So by that, you might find that uh, it might affect my time management, because I might plan, let's say today I'll sleep at 10 because tomorrow I have a busy schedule, but something it's up my mind, and I decide that I have to finish this before I go to sleep, and find that you end up sleeping at 1, 2, or something. And also a passion for this cybersecurity industry. I think that also drives me, because if it were not for the passion, I doubt that I will still be able to continue doing the CTF challenges, taking up new skills and challenges. Yeah, so the passion is also what drives me. Uh, I think that's it.
Nice. Did we start with Jackie, or do we end with Jackie? Jackie,
Okay. Yes, I'm with you. So personally, my long-term career goals have been to become a competent cybersecurity professional and hopefully be a mentor to somebody out there, given that's how I started my journey. Yeah, and basically currently my biggest success factor could articulate that to networking with people who are good in different areas, as well as the fact that I'm not comfortable not knowing something. I always tend to fill that gap by, compensating that with reading and also networking with people who are really good at that particular field. So that has been my biggest success factor. The next steps, rather the steps that I'm currently undertaking are to basically be more, good at what I'm currently engaged with at the workplace. Yeah, so just building up my skills each day and taking it just one day at a time and looking for that balance, which is often quite hard to find, but it's what I'm seeking to achieving at the moment. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. What are your reading habits?
Sorry?
Your reading habits. What are your reading habits? Do you read? What kind of books? If you don't, it's okay.
No, I do read every single day, so that depends on the topic that I'm tackling. Given that what I do, we find that there are really many rather subtopics or rather things that you need to be good at. So I'll basically maybe just start with articles in Medium. I also have plenty of books that I'm currently reading, which I usually find online or download maybe from the library. Yeah, and also a lot of YouTube, a lot of Twitch, depending on who's streaming and what they're talking about. Yeah, basically my learning revolves around content that is freely available on the internet. So I really leverage on the power of Google. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. The next question, I think we've mostly talked about professional development. I don't want to get much into company culture because I know some of you might be, but I will skip this one to the next one, which is industry. Maybe you can talk to us about those associations that if you have mentioned, or please feel free to repeat. Has the industry changed since you joined? How long have you been in the industry? Yeah, and how does ICRAL fit into that picture? Do you think we're making an impact? Is there things that you think should be embedded in the society, for example? So talk to us about the industry. I'll invite Tukman, please take the floor.
So I'll say I'm still young in the industry, because just a time frame, it's been close to a year and a half since I graduated from NCSTP. I'll say ICRAL does have a foundation in the industry, because that's how I came to be introduced into the industry, and also most of the network I have is through ICRAL. Also, the mentors and most of the programs that I do attend, including the Aspire one, those are through ICRAL. And most of the professionals that have come to meet, it has been through ICRAL, and by extension even others that come close by has been through ICRAL. In partnerships and collaborations, I'll say, yeah, cybersecurity, it's a small field, and it's good to network, and stretching your network will help you gain traction into this industry. And you never know, you might through one you might gain a new skill, or come about to acquire partnerships that will last will last uh, will last a while. Yeah. Shay, have I answered most of
Yeah,
it?
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
Charlie? Echo Charlie Lima? Tango?
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so when I joined the industry, I can say it's very dynamic. When I joined the industry, I had this mentality that I'm going to be like the kind of person who will be like, I want to hack my boyfriend's account, I want to hack my friend's Facebook account and all that kind of thing. But then as time progressed, I came to discover how large this field is, and it's not all about malice. So with time, I've got to learn a lot of stuff that I didn't even have in mind when I initially started doing stuff. And about association, for ICRAL, I've not been like that much into the ICRAL stuff, but I have people in ICRAL who have greatly helped me in my journey. I'd like to specifically thank Christian and Thuri. They've greatly impacted my decisions on digging deep into ARM, and I got to gain interest into Android kernel exploitation through their I'd call it positive influence. About partnerships and collaborations, I'd say the greater your network enlarges, the more the chances of getting to know new things, and the more the doors open, like you get opportunities from your own network. So yeah, that's all I can say about the industry.
All right. Jackie.
Yes. So personally, for the time that I've been in the industry, I have seen ICRAL try at least to bridge the gap within the cybersecurity professionals in terms of their training programs, in terms of the mentorship programs, in terms of even now the CTFs, which are now paving way for somebody to be hands-on before getting into especially for someone who's still new and trying to navigate what they want. So I've also loved the fact that there are communities such as maybe Hacker Village and SheHacks and WASEC, and a couple of others that also try to create awareness within the country as well, and try to get more people into the industry, and even going out to campuses and trying to reach out to students and seeing if they can get their interest into it. So those are some of the change that I have acknowledged, because I've also benefited in some of them in one way or another. So partnerships and collaborations, I would say that is something that I'm still working on. Wherever I go, I try to network with different people who come from different backgrounds and see how we can help each other. Yeah, and so far it's been It's been a good time. In security, it's barely for you to find yourself alone. There's always someone either who's walked your steps before and they're willing to guide you, or maybe somebody who you're equally navigating the space around the same time and they do help you grow. Yeah, and I guess that's my input in that, in that chapter.
Your mentors?
My mentor has been CK and Shalom Onyebe.
So good job to the mentorship team. Thank you very much for the AspireCTFs and everything else that you're doing in the background. Alan?
A lot has changed since I first ventured into cybersecurity. I'd say ICRAL played a very big role. Before I joined ICRAL, I joined some master's program in cybersecurity online. And I later realized I was wasting a lot of money on it when I started out in ICRAL. I think I started out in ICRAL about three or so months into the master's program. ICRAL in a very general sense, opened very many doors for people, but most specifically for me. In terms of change management, when I started out, I think the tech field just changes a lot in a very short time. And I was focusing on ARM, ARM, and I think it was 32-bit version 7 at the time. And in a very short while, there was version 8 and ARM64 came into light, and all those changes came about, and you have to keep along. Associations, I have had a lot of friends from different teams, but mostly around ICRAL. One of the very many people that I've made a very big impact in my journey, especially with regards to reverse engineering, has been mentioned here. I think Charlie has mentioned Turi. Martin Turi has been very good in terms of resources. Is my go-to person with in terms of anything to do with reverse engineering. For partnerships and collaborations, I would highly commend ICRAL's mentorship program and its partnership with different universities and campuses and even schools and companies. I have a dream that someday ICRAL would have branches in different parts of the country, not only Nairobi. That there could be a branch in Kisumu, a branch in Kitale. I look forward to a time when ICRAL could also probably partner with other campuses from our country, because I think being an alumni of Moi University, I haven't seen ICRAL going to those places. I would say it would be very nice for them to venture into country places and have those collaborations as well. That would be all from me.
Awesome. So maybe
did I answer correctly?
There's no right and wrong answer. We are here to see how you got here and how we can adopt some of these things, both as students and as people who are in the cybersecurity space. So there's no right or wrong answer. Shout out to all the mentors who have been mentioned. I'm taking notes. We will get back to that. Maybe as we wind up, how many, maybe you can just start by telling us how many CTFs you participated in, how many you actually won, and then proceed with what is on the screen. Jackie?
Okay, I participated in almost all the CTFs. However, towards the end, things became a bit more difficult. However, I got the award for the OSINT writer. What was the other question? Sorry.
You can tell us what motivates you, who inspires you.
Who inspires me, perhaps I'd start by that, is anybody who is trying to improve their life, anyone. It doesn't have to be doing like massive things in the industry or whatever, but whatever you're doing at a capacity, as long as you're trying to improve yourself from the person you were yesterday, that person is more likely to inspire me, regardless of who or how old or where they are. Is there a quote that motivates me? Let me see. No, I'm struggling a bit with the quote that motivates me here for a moment.
No problem.
Okay,
No problem. So you won the OSINT challenge. We just came from doing the walkthrough, the OSINT walkthrough. Is there something that, did you manage to watch it first? And then two, is there something that you would have probably done differently?
Okay, first of all, I didn't manage to see the whole recording, or I was probably not available at that time. But I realized that there were different approaches on coming out to the solutions. That's what I realized. So as most of the people here said about Google, I think that's the biggest takeaway. Like, there is no one way to solve something, you understand? That was my takeaway. Given that,
All right.
From how I achieved those challenges, it's not the same way that the creator, resulted to the answers. Yeah, that was my takeaway in it.
All right. Is there, sorry, let's proceed with Charlie.
All right, so I got to, I'm kind of selective. I didn't like to get into the web and all that stuff. I just specifically took the reverse engineering challenges and the mobile challenges, which I matched the winner. As for the person who inspires me, there is this lady. Her name is Maria Markstad. She is the founder of Azaria Labs. I really like that woman, like in the way she does things, the way she's motivated in her work and everything she does. I just love that because she has write-ups that have totally enlightened me in seeing things in ARM that I've never even thought I'd think about. So about a quote that motivates me, I am not a quote person. Yeah, so I believe I've touched all the stones, right?
Yeah, awesome. Tukman, take it away.
Oh yeah, so we participated in, I'll say all of the challenges, and we did manage to win. Was it 5? And we were runners up on 2 occasions. Yeah, for the first challenge, we were a bit caught off guard because I think they added some challenges which we didn't know. But yeah, kudos to those who won it. A quote that motivates me Yeah, right off the head, I can't remember it, but something I can take out of that quote is that you strive to be better today than you are tomorrow. That's something I can derive out of that quote. Who inspires me? My inspiration is I don't have anyone in mind, but what inspires me is you should strive to make a change. Uh, it's not enough just to have a skill. At least strive to pass that skill to someone else. Uh, for example, in this field of cybersecurity, if you're good at it, try and mentor people. Uh, if you can't mentor, at least try and put it out there to the world. You can write ups. Yeah, that's all for me.
I can help you with a quote. It's learn, relearn, and learn. I got that one the first time. Sam?
Is there a quote that motivates me? Yeah, a quote by Tom Hanks. He says that if it wasn't hard, then everybody would do it. And he says that it's the hard that makes it great. It's also a quote that I once got from my mom. My mom used to tell us that in mother tongue, she used to say that if you should not be defeated by things that were made by a human being. And that stuck with me for the better part of my life. Who inspires me? I would say, honestly, I think I wouldn't go for someone far. CK has inspired me so far. And if I'm to look at the one person whose blogs and write-ups I've read, I think I've read CK's almost all of them. I haven't read most of those international people, but yeah, that's it for me. I also have other people that have inspired me and pushed me. One of my, especially most of the people I've worked with, my team, Albert has been very inspirational. Ada was very inspirational while she was in the team. She used to push resources my way. And yeah, so most of my inspiration has come from ICRAL, as much as I can get inspiration outside of ICRAL. I have got inspiration outside of ICRAL through YouTube channels like Live Overflow and OA Labs. Yep.
Awesome. I have learned so much from this session, from it's okay to be up at 2 a.m. following that passion of yours. It's your creative time, to, keeping up with the drastic times, like what's his name? Alan mentioned that, when he joined the industry, it was the versions were released so fast. CK, Christian, Martin, and all the other mentors are doing a great job, clearly. And thank you so much for doing what you do. CK, please share your blog. We shall share that in coming chats. Now I'll open the floor for those who are on Zoom to share any questions that they might have so that we can start winding up. you can unmute yourself. Well, I guess then no questions, no hands raised means there are no questions. I want to reiterate, thank you to the Aspire team for their dedication to create the Aspire CTFs. I know some of you were up until very late creating those CTFs. You have gotten the feedback now that yes, they were indeed very helpful with their cyber journeys. For practice, we have listed, if you just go on our website, you'll find the link to the Aspire CTFs. And yeah, follow us on social, leave a comment, don't be shy. With that, I would like to close this session without further ado. Have a good evening.
Good evening.
Have a great evening.
You too.